A couple years down the road, you press both of your feet into the brake pedal as hard as you possibly can. You see lights, brake lights illuminate in front of you, and you're coming up on them fast.
Oh fuck.
You feel the tires of your car lock up. You hear the squeal of rubber on concrete, and you slam into the back of this car at like 40 miles an hour. A significant collision occurs. You get out of your car, you're on I-35. You get out of your car, you feel like whiplash, right? Your wife gets out of the car, she's like grabbing her neck. You guys walk up to the driver's side window, and there's nobody inside. You kind of like put your hands to the glass and look in, and you can see that there's like a face on like the screen, like the panel, the navigation panel or whatever. Just a man's face, and he's grimacing, and he's like rubbing his neck
This is on the screen in the.
on the screen inside the car. Yeah.
Okay.
You go, what the fuck? And you see the eyes on the screen like look up at you, and he's like, buddy, what are you doing? He goes, you hit me in the middle of the fucking highway. He goes, are you blind? You kind of look over at your wife, who's like very clearly like stressed, shook up, and like after an event like that happens.
My wife.
Yeah, your wife.
Who is she?
Her name is Miranda. Well, I mean Miranda Dean now.
Oh, okay.
Her maiden name was Essence.
What?
Miranda Essence.
Miranda Essence.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, yeah. You've been with Miranda now for about 3 years. You've been married for about 6 months. Things are going good. You're crazy about her. You're madly in love.
Wow.
She's unlocked a side of you that you never really thought you would share with anyone else.
Jeez. Okay. This is serious. Well, of course we're
Yeah, it's
married.
well, yeah, you're married. You guys are, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
getting
that's like
serious.
that's like your
Yeah.
whole joke to her. Like sometimes you'll wake up in the morning and you'll just look at her and you go, man, this is getting pretty serious. And she's like, Patrick, we've been married
Yeah.
for 4 months, and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You just played.
Oh
It's just
man.
like your little lover's game that you play.
Ugh.
So your concern now that you know that nobody's been hurt in this vehicle, your concern immediately is like 100% directed towards Miranda. Are you okay? Do you need to go to the doctor? Do we need to call an ambulance? No, no, no. Everything's fine. Like I'm, you get tossed around a little bit. Like, you bump your elbow on a thing, you hit your knee on the dash or whatever, like whatever, stuff like that.
Nothing too
But
bad.
nothing too bad. I mean, the car looks like it's fucked up. There's smoke, right? This guy's back end is pretty fucked up too. Um,
But we're
and
safe
but
for
that
another day.
you're both alive, you're both safe, right?
Yeah.
But you look and you see just this face on the monitor going like, fuck, oh shit.
That's what I was gonna ask you about. So it's a face on the inside my car.
No, it's inside the other car, the car you rear-ended.
Okay. I
So
thought it was
you've
popping
walked
up
up to
in my
the
car and it was freaking me
no,
out.
you've walked
Okay.
up to the cab, you've walked up to like the driver's side window of this car. There's no one inside, but you do see like a face on their monitor,
Okay.
and that's like the face that's like talking to you. So the face goes like, he's like, man, I'm in a lot of pain here. He goes, you got your driver's license, insurance information.
Yes, I do.
And he turns to your wife. He's like, I'm gonna need yours too. She kind of looks at him and she's like, I don't think you need it. And he was like,
No.
he's like, yeah, I do. You know,
For what reason? She wasn't driving.
He kind of like takes a moment and he goes, I think I need her information as well. Thank you. And you see like a phone pop up and it says police, you know. They call the
Ah,
cops. The cops show up, they write a fucking incident report, or they do all their cop shit, right? When the cop has like pulled you to the side, like you're giving your account of what happened, and you don't lie about it, you take responsibility. You're like, it was busy traffic, this guy slammed on his brakes, I didn't see it in time, I rear-ended him. Like I can't, there's nothing you could do. Like it's all on, everything is on camera anymore. It's not like
yeah,
you could lie or anything and
sure.
get found out.
Just be
So
honest.
while you're like talking to the cops, you like look over their shoulder and you see that your wife is like having a conversation with the car, you know?
Okay.
And you're not sure, but you're like getting the impression that she's like trying to like butter him up a little bit, she's laughing at his jokes, right?
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? Just like she's like
Okay.
going out of her way to be like overly polite. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Fair
Just trying
enough.
in an effort to like dissuade somebody from doing something.
Yeah.
So, you give your information to the cops, they exchange all the insurances, whatever. Insurance deals with all of it. You're sore the next day. Miranda's sore the next day. You're just hoping that you just don't have to fucking deal with it anymore, you know? It's just such a hassle dealing with that kind of shit.
Yeah.
About a week goes by. You you're out of the house on like a Wednesday. You go to a McDonald's for lunch. You get just like a lot of food, you know?
Okay.
You're there by yourself. You got headphones in. You're just eating a lot of food at
Okay.
a table by yourself, right?
Doesn't sound bad.
You know? You got your headphones in. You're just about to like put some music on. You've already started like eating the earliest nuggets, and like you're not in like full eat mode yet. You're
The
like in
earliest
prep.
nuggets?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
What
you
do you
get
mean
some
by
like
that?
nuggets. You get some nuggets, and like you're kind of like eating the nuggets as you're settling in, as you're ripping that little foil off the top of your sauce, as you're arranging your tray to where
Yeah.
you're orienting the hinge of the box to the back side of the tray so it doesn't interfere with anything, you know? You got your soda where you want it on your tray. Again, you're just sort of settling into the space, looking through your phone at something to listen to. You got it, you're munching on a nugget. You think of it as like a pre-nugget.
Okay.
You haven't like you haven't started eating yet. You're just having a couple nuggets while you're getting
This,
settled in.
yeah, this means nothing.
Yeah, these don't count. So you're about to press play on some music you're going to listen to. It's just Chariots of Fire. You're
Fuck
about to
yeah.
take down you're about to take down a lot of fast food, you know?
Yeah, you gotta get yourself kind of in character almost sometimes.
Yeah. You're about to press play, and then you hear a voice say, Pat, are you Pat Dean? You look up, there's like a
Yeah.
guy, and is like he's probably like 24, he's wearing like khakis and a polo shirt. He says, "Are you
Okay.
Pat Dean?"
I am.
And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "You've been served," and he serves you. He
What?
serves you. You're being sued by the
Oh, by that
driver of the
fucking guy.
autonomous vehicle. You get served, and then uh, you were waiting on two ice cream cones for yourself, and they were like, "It's going
Two.
to be a minute." Yeah, you're getting two. You have a pre-meal cone, and then you have a post-meal cone. Uh, so you get served with papers, and
What?
then this woman comes out and she serves you. She goes, "I'm here to serve you as well," and she serves you your two ice cream cones. So you get
Oh
served, and then
man.
you get served again.
It's kind of funny. All
You
right.
get double served.
Ugh, that is rough.
So you're getting sued, and this actually is a landmark lawsuit. It's the first time that an autonomous vehicle has sued somebody for a traffic accident. The autonomous vehicle is seeking damages. So yeah, you get papers. There's like a court date and everything, right? It's next Tuesday, right? With pure anxiety, you just eat the entire pre-meal cone, right? You get a brain freeze, you just wolf everything down, and you're just like
Yeah,
thinking about like, man, I'm getting sued. What the fuck? Like, how am I gonna tell my wife, Like you're just going through everything. You eat the post-meal cone. Normally you like to savor it while you're in the car. You just stuff it, you
joyless.
spike it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is pure joylessness.
yeah, man.
You go home after finishing your day at work, you go home and you tell your wife, you go, hey, we got that car accident. Well, apparently the car is suing me. And she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And she's like, he said he wasn't going to sue you. And you're like, what? And she tells you about how she had this long conversation with him,
yeah.
and just that it was a thing that the insurances would handle and he's going to be okay. And, he'll look brand new once the repairs are done and all this stuff. And like she had talked to him about it. So,
Okay.
'cause, when you were talking to the cops, they exchanged information as well. So you're kind of like, what the fuck? I didn't realize you were like having a conversation with this car. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
So she's like, I've got his number. She goes, let me talk to him. Let me see if I can reason with him. Like let me just find out. Right.
So you want to talk to the car?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So she walks into the other room. You see her pull out her phone. She dials a number. You hear her talk to the car. You hear her
Yeah.
laugh from the other room. About 90 minutes goes by. She comes out and she's like, look, he said that the repairs took a significant toll on his mental health and he feels a lot of shame and embarrassment about his new parts. And, he just feels like he's a different kind of car than he was before we ran into him at 40 miles an hour.
How can
She's
this
like,
car even fucking sue me? It's a car.
yeah, like I said, it's a landmark case, dude.
All right. So what
It's
else did he
called
say?
it's
What?
called Carr versus Dean, Carr v. Dean.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, I guess I have to go to court. But he's like, how is this car gonna show up? You know?
Yeah.
So you wind up going to court, Miranda's there
I'd
by
be
your side.
so mad. I'd be so fucking
Yeah,
pissed. I would hold it in, I think, okay, but I'd be really annoyed about this.
yeah.
So annoyed.
You show up to the courthouse, right? You go inside, they call your case, you stand up there, they go, where they look to the other side, you've got an attorney with you. You look across, there's like nobody across the other side. The judge bangs the gavel, he goes, where's Carr? Has anyone seen Carr? And he kind of looks around, he goes, I don't see any Carr here. And then you hear like a burp, burp, and you hear, hang on, Judge. And the doors swing open, and this car like comes into the courtroom, right?
What do you
Like
mean?
it's like this car comes in, it's got like a neck brace on, right? There's like a big brace around like it goes around like behind where the it's like on the roof behind the windshield, and it goes down
Okay.
like the front doors and wraps underneath. The front right tire is definitely low. It like almost like it's limping as it walks
Oh
through,
wow. So it's
you know?
on two legs,
No, it's
but
on
they're
it's on
tires,
four.
or
It's on
so it
four.
drives
It's
in.
a car, Pat.
Hey,
It doesn't a
I don't know. You
car
said
a
it
car does
walked
not.
in.
Yeah,
You said it
yeah,
walked in.
yeah, as a car does. It's like a walking motion,
So
but
it
cars have
drove.
four wheels. No, but it's like walking. Like it's like it's
All right.
shifting its weight back and forth between its four wheels. But again,
Okay, I think I get it now.
you see the the panel is like flipped up and you can see the face on the inside. He's got a neck brace on too. He's got like a black eye. He's missing a front tooth. His hair's all fucked up. It's all messed up.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't
the
look
car
good.
kind of like limps in, it goes to it, takes one's tire and it moves the chair out of the way. It sits on the chair, crushes it immediately. It's a car. The car tries to like lean up on the desk, crushes the fucking desk.
Oh
The
man.
judge is like, "Car, please." He goes, "I'm not a
This
weightist, but you're too heavy for our furniture."
this is
And the
the
car,
most absurd fucking moment of my life.
the the face in the panel kind of like bites his lip and looks far away to the side. You see the windshield wiper fluid just squirt onto the windshield like it's crying.
Oh, buddy.
And he says, "This is just where I want to start, Judge." He says, "Things haven't been easy for me as a car." And he like tells his whole life story about rolling off the assembly line, waiting on a dealership's lot for several months, fits and starts of like, is this being sold? Is it not being sold? The test drives. He talks about the test drives, Pat.
I cannot
He
believe this
says,
is happening.
he says, nobody has any respect for a car they test drive.
All right,
The
I guess I
panel
can
kind
see
of the
that.
panel kind of like swivels over to you, and he goes, "I bet you get into a test drive and you fart. I bet you get into a test drive and then you go get a greasy hamburger and rub your greasy hands all over the wheel.
My God.
The brake lights are sort of like flashing as it gets like a little more animated." The panel carries away for some time, and then the judge goes, "Okay, that's enough. We're not doing this because this is a courtroom, by God." He does lean forward, the car does, and he looks over at you and he says, "Miranda, always good to talk to you." And she says, "Thank you, car."
What is that about?
You kind of think that to yourself, but you're like, "That's fucking weird." So you spend like all day in court, right? They have somebody from the police department come out, and then they testify, witness statements or whatever, right? There's like there's a mechanic that comes through who's like, "Hey, this car's never gonna drive as straight as it did before. It just won't. We had to replace like a whole back end.
Okay.
There's like a lot of long-term damage here." And all these things, it's a pretty damning case of like how bad you fucked up this car's life, moving forward.
It's a car.
Yeah, but it's like an autonomous vehicle.
Oh man, this is
So the judge adjourns. He comes back. He says, "When I was a little boy, I never dreamed I would be able to write my name down in the halls of history of law." But today I'm ruling on a case where an autonomous vehicle has sued someone for an accident in traffic for the very first time. He says, "Mr. Dean, I have found you guilty. I order you to pay $250,000 to this car."
God damn.
He bangs the gavel. The car just like erupts in joy. You see just spurt after spurt after spurt of that fucking wiper fluid. It is covering that windshield.
Does it wipe it away? Or is it
Yeah,
just
eventually, but you do see it like run down the sides of like the front fenders.
okay?
You're kind of sitting there in shock, like what the fuck? Like what am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
Your wife walks over, she puts a hand on top of the car's roof, and she was like, "I'm so sorry for everything that's happened." She's like, "I hope this doesn't affect things between you and I. I know you're a good automated car. You know I'm a good person." She's like, don't let this experience color your impression of how humans are.
Why is she being nice to this car?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
Yeah, I'm going to.
So you guys leave, right? She's like fucking pissed. She as soon as you guys get out of the courthouse, she's like, $250,000? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
She's like, where the fuck are we gonna get $250,000? And you
I don't
have
know.
no idea.
None.
You guys go home. It's pretty tense in the house that night, you know, to the point that like you just sleep on the couch. You're like,
Oh, wow.
I just no, I just can't. There's a lot of tension. So the next like 2 weeks are really hard on you because you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You're looking into like having to make a payment plan. You're like figuring out the logistics of paying this money out, right? And you don't really like have much contact with your wife over that time. She's like out of the house, she's running errands, she's playing tennis or whatever. You're just like you kind of get this idea that she's like avoiding you, you know?
Oh, man.
You can tell that this is like really taking a toll on your relationship. So you're driving around one night, you're filling out applications just to like find a job in the evening to help make any extra money. You're like applying anywhere, grocery stores, fast food places. You're like, nothing is
Sure.
beneath me for this. Like, I have
Right.
to take care of this. You're driving around and you're going to apply at a pig feed mill called Slops, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Slops is like
Ah,
not your daddy's feed. That's what they say. It's like pig feed for the modern American farmer, you know? It's pig feed that comes along with like a fucking guitar riff. It's a pig feed that like if you sign up for like a big enough account, you're walking out of there with a slops can of like fresh dip. They've got like their own dip cans that they give as like promotional items. But that's like a pretty big package. You gotta close a pretty big deal of slops in order to get the free dip. But either way, like,
wow.
you know, you're applying. They've got an evening position open where you're just filling bags. You're just filling bags of slop. That's all you're doing.
Man.
And again, you're like, I'll do anything.
Sure.
But it's kind of like out of the way. It doesn't smell good. I mean, it's pig feed. It's gonna smell like animal food. It definitely gives off a scent.
Okay.
Factory's kind of out of the way. You been up all day. It's on a weekend. Like you've just been out applying for everything all day. You're gonna stop by a little coffee shop like a Starbucks or something. You're waiting in line. It's it like the sun is going down, and you're just like, I'm gonna get this drink so I can power through the rest of my night, and then
And
I'm
just keep
going to bed.
applying.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're waiting in line, and you look out in the parking lot, and you see your wife's car.
What?
You're like, that's weird. This is like the closest Starbucks to your house, and maybe she's out with friends. Who knows?
Okay.
So you go to like you grab your phone, you go to send her a text, and then you look a little further down the parking lot and you see that automated car. No brace, right? And the sun's going down. Let's just say this car is a rockin'.
Oh, no. What does that mean?
You see a vague silhouette of a woman in the front seat of the car, her head thrown back in a moment of ecstasy.
I guess I
The
run
person's
up and
like
go,
the person's like
yeah.
683, sir. And you look and there's like a teenager who's like, it'll be 683.
I just
As
run
you're
out.
you're at the window.
I think I just run out and be like, run over and see what's going on.
So you just get out of
So
your
I don't
car right there.
understand how this could be happening. This is
You
infuriating. Yeah.
you get out of your car. There's like a line of people behind you. You just get out of your car. You're parked right at the window,
Yeah.
and somebody's like, "Buddy, we're all waiting. Get back in your fucking car." And you're like, "My wife is having an affair," or whatever,
I'd
And the guy's
scream
like,
that at them.
"You
I,
scream that at them.
my wife
You
is having an affair.
you scream that at them." And then you look back into the parking lot, and all of a sudden, the brake lights on that car come on. And you
Yeah.
see the woman sort of like duck down and silhouette is gone. And that car backs out and it gets the fuck out of there. What do you do?
I guess I just drive home, just super bummed out.
So you drive home, Starbucks in your cup holder. You did get the drink.
Did I pay for it?
Yeah, you did.
What did people say when I walked back to my car?
The guy who you yelled at to, he was like, "Hey buddy, everybody here's divorced." Right? And then he sticks his head out the window and he goes, "Right, guys?" And they all stick their heads out one at a time and they go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm divorced."
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're part of a group called uh Divorced Dad Drive. It's like a thing. It's like a The Divorced Dad Drive is just basically just what it sounds like, where a bunch of divorced dads get together and they just fucking cruise through town.
For
It's like
what
a thing.
purpose?
Sometimes you just gotta cruise, man, and they're divorced dads. They probably lost a lot of friendships a long time ago. They all would say that they've lost contact with the people they were close to before marriage. They're all
Okay.
divorced dads. Their kids aren't really talking to them, or they have them like next weekend, and they just like to get into what they do is they go
Jeez.
up to the Hobby Lobby by the old Cap City. They all meet up in that parking lot, and they just cruise all the way down Lamar from one end of Austin to the other. And they all stop at the Starbucks to get a nice drink at the end of their drive. They'll meet up again and they'll all make plans for the next one. So yeah, they understand the plight that you're in. You actually get a business card from one of them. He's like, "Look, man, I know sometimes divorce isn't the answer, but if it happens to go that way and you're looking for some pals and have an itch to hit the open road, he goes, call me." He gives you his business card.
Okay.
You tuck it into your pocket, right?
Yeah.
You go home, you sit in your living room all night,
Yeah.
TV off, just sitting in the middle of the couch, staring at an
Dang.
off TV, just waiting for her to come home. Next thing you know, you wake up, you hear the clang of pots and pans in the kitchen. You'd fallen asleep sitting in that spot.
Yeah.
You see your wife packing boxes. What do you say to her?
I guess I just walk over and I go, why did it have to be the car?
She looks at you and
How does that even work?
she looks at you, she looks you right in the fucking eyes. You say, "How does that even work?" And she stares into the deepest part of your core and she says, "Do you really want to know?"
I didn't even know we were having problems.
She said, "Neither did I. Sometimes the universe sweeps you off your feet for no reason."
All right.
She says he's caring, Pat. He's sweet. He gets great mileage.
He's a car.
She goes, "Yeah, the first automated car. Like it's self driving."
All right. I just go to bed.
You turn around,
I get
you
in
go to
bed
bed.
and I get the highest that I've ever been in my life.
You get the highest you've ever been in your life. You put your headphones on. Your wife packs boxes around you as you just lay there. You don't sleep. You can't sleep.
No. This is such a fucking bummer.
You hear the front door close, you know.
Yeah.
You eventually do fall asleep. You wake up, you turn on the TV. There's a news report about your case and how is this
What?
landmark thing? Yeah, they're talking about they're like, will this open up uh people to more lawsuits from technology? Like what are it's all these people are talking about like, what are the potential ramifications of this?
Yeah.
And
I'm
they're talking about it on like CNN or whatever, you know. And there's like some shithead on there who's like, yeah, I mean, they're pretty much people, and he's like, he looks at the camera, he goes, plus I heard his wife already left him for the car. And even though
Oh
this is a news
no.
show,
What the
the whole
fuck?
crowd goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh."
No. Damn it.
Like Kelly Bundy just walked in.
Sure.
They are excited.
Oh
So over the
man.
next hour, you sort of like flip around through cable news and you're looking on the internet, and this is getting out that like your wife left you for the car, right? And there's people talking about it online. It becomes a huge thing. About an hour later, there's a video of somebody like they're in Austin. They're at a place called Kissin' Point. It's right off Makeout Creek. They're parked there, and
The fuck?
somebody's like got video, and that car is rocking, dude. That car is moving.
Why they're showing this at on the
I mean, it's
news?
a car, yeah,
Oh
just
no.
a silhouette of a woman being pleasured and experiencing pleasure in the front seat of a car.
This sucks so fucking bad. Okay.
The faint glow of that LED panel sort of lights up, and you can just see the light glint off of her wedding ring still on her left hand.
What the fuck? I would turn the TV off.
You turn the TV off, you're like looking at it's all over everything, right?
Okay.
It's
That's
like
not good.
the weirdest story. People are talking about it.
How could they not? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed.
So you
Who made the
but like
car?
uh a new car company called oh Wheels of the Future.
Okay, I'm going to sue Wheels of the Future. Their car stole my wife.
So you sue Wheels of the Future, right?
I mean, come on. That's insane.
You take them to court. You get an attorney, Jackson Renegade, the attorney who fucks.
Hell yeah.
He takes your case,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So
good, I
this is
guess.
this is a this is a double lawsuit. You're gonna finalize your divorce. It's a divorce hearing, but also like
Okay.
you're gonna sue this company as well. It's a new thing that the
God,
uh JOD, DOJ, whatever it is, Department of Justice, it's a new thing they're doing.
I'm in so many landmark cases.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So you guys you sue Wheels of the Future, right? And you're like your AI is like out of control. Like it stole my wife, you know? It was
Yeah.
pleasuring her in public in a Starbucks and at like a park area, and at first they're like, I don't know. So they have to just show it as evidence. They have to show all of the evidence, right?
Yeah.
And by this time there are several minute long videos out
What a
just
nightmare.
showing, yeah, and you got to sit through all of it and hear every single moan of ecstasy
What the
coming from that fucking sedan. So you sue Wheels of the Future. You actually win from emotional distress.
yeah.
They looked into their code and they realized that like there was like an influence part of the code and like a persuasion part of the code, and they just had it turned all the way up to 100, right?
What the
So this car was like definitely picking up your woman the whole time, and
dang.
who could resist? So you sue them. They wind up making some changes. You get basically they wipe out anything you owe for the car for the damage.
Oh, but that's nice.
They take care of all of that problems. You actually make $200,000 in the suit for distress. They update their code so you don't have to like worry about that happening again. They knew it and they still sent it out, you know.
Happening
They
again.
still
Yeah.
yeah,
Damn.
they sent it out. So basically like they bankrupt this company, Wheels of the Future, right? Because it
Well,
shuts
fuck
you
them.
can't and they're like you can't have like a pickup artist as like the AI for your vehicle, which is pretty much what it was, right?
Right.
So they turn that off. Uh your wife and her car were sitting at Kissing Point, just spending their last moments together, you know, because it was like this function will be updated at midnight. So they just sat there looking out over Austin, the night sky, the beautiful skyline, the twinkles of the lights in the office still left on, and they both wept. She cried human tears. He shot a bunch of windshield wiper fluid all over the windshield.
It's kind of hard to feel bad for this guy.
They made passionate love one last time,
Still don't know how that would work.
and then the car shuts down, or that part of the car shuts down.
Okay.
You kind of sit at home knowing that that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
There's you look at the company's Twitter and they're like, we are scheduling mandatory maintenance on all vehicles. And then you see them post an update. They're like, updates have been provided. Please reach out with any questions. So you know that the man who stole your wife is dead. You pour yourself a big tall glass of milk. You pull a
Celebratory
package.
milk.
You pull your package of Oreos out of the cabinet. You stand over the sink and you just go through an entire row. You're just looking out the window, not even
Yeah.
looking. You're just caught somewhere,
Yep.
right? You're just caught somewhere.
Between the
You
moon
got
and New
your
York City.
between the moon and New York City, living it up, eating Oreos over a sink. You're down to the last one in the row. You've got your hand wedged way down in that cup, fearful that your hand's gonna get stuck a little bit. And you go, fucking come on.
Yeah.
You hear the tumbler of your front door open, and your wife, who still has the key, walks in, and she just shoots you right in the chest.
Whoa! Oh,
She shoots you right in the chest.
Miranda.
Yeah, she shoots you in the chest. You like fall to the ground, and the glass breaks.
Fuck.
It's still your hand is still stuck in it. The glass breaks, and like the blood is like pouring out of your chest. And she stands over you, and she goes, "He was the only man I ever loved." And you just like slowly move the Oreo, like you're trying to put it in your mouth.
Yes.
You're like
One
inches
last
away.
bite.
It's one last bite because you know, right? You
I'm
know,
dead.
you can feel it. You can feel
Oh,
how weak you're getting, and you think just one
Miranda.
good. You think to yourself, just one good thing before I go. You open your mouth, crumbs all in your beard.
Yeah.
Your hand hovers just over your open, hot little mouth.
Oh.
The milk from the Oreo drips down. It cools off your tongue. You feel it slide out of your fingers, and then you fucking die before it hits your mouth. It definitely does hit your mouth, but you do not get to experience it.
Oh, my wife betrayed me.
Yeah, she shot you in
Oh,
the chest. She took
I
that. She
know.
took that money. She took the other two rows of Oreos. She got out of town
Oh, why did you do this one? Man.
because you guys loved Oreos together,
Yeah.
and you at one point you were the Oreos couple of the month for
Oh, fuck.
July 2026.
Okay.
And it was the thing where you had to like enter yourselves as like Oreo's best couple, and you guys did, and you won Oreo couple of the month. And the day after you die, Oreo puts out a tweet that says, "Rest in peace, Cat. Oreo couple of the month." Parentheses, man, July 2026. And then they use the footage of you like from the crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were sent two of them by the cops, and there was like
Footage.
here yeah, just like photos. They're like here was like the photo on file, and it was like your state issued ID, and they accidentally attached the second photo, which was you shirtless,
My
just
mangled.
open
Yeah.
open wound,
Fuck.
and then like just a wet Oreo hanging out of your mouth, and that's the one that they accidentally used.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
yeah, you fucking died.
Fuck. Man, what a bummer through and through. What a disgrace.